So what does a simmer do in a Minecraft world? Welcome back everyone, and today I will be attempting the 100 day in a survival world in Minecraft challenge. Day 1 and 2 because I'm a lazy person and I didn't capture my footage properly. On these first 2 days I spawned near a cavey, cliffy sort of area, and I immediately went mining for resources to try and get a full iron gear setup. Day 3 and 4 I worked on a tunnel. I laced it with cobbled deep slate stairs. On day 5 I found my first copper. Day 5 and 6 I gathered some woods, I cleared out the immediate vicinity, and I built some support pillars. Day 7 I changed my mind, I went back and forth, and finally decided on some oak planks for the wall and some oak logs for support. Then I went out, cleared out more wood, and almost got killed in the night. From day 8 to 10, I kept working out the stair design. I settled for a mixture of horizontal logs, vertical stripped logs, outward facing logs, and planks, all of them oaks. I also gathered some more wood and cleared out the area a bit more. The next 2 days I built a cliffside house. I changed out the floor with some oak slabs, I terraformed the area around it a bit, then I found my first diamond and my first cave. Got my first dog on my first try, how lucky! I watched a skelly being chased down by a dog. I made my first diamond pick, collected 10 obsidian for some reason. Also chased by some phantoms and really need to get a bed. I finished the day up by torching up the area around me a little bit as well. The next 3 days, so from day 13 to 16, I finished building my starter house. Yes, the house you just saw is supposed to be my starter house. It got me to day 16 to finish my starter house. What the hell, me? I got another dog, I bred them, I discovered an underground lake, I drained it with sand, built a staircase leading up to the cliffside house, then I built a fenced off farm area. And finally in the night I went exploring for some skellies to kill to get some bones for more dogs. And guess that's a bad idea because I got blown up by a creeper and I died for the first time in the series. The next 5 days, so from day 17 to 22. Unfortunately, my recording file for these days got corrupted for the most part, so you're just gonna have to take me on my word for this. I finished my starter base, I decorated it with oak leaves, I did some interior work. I dyed my dog's color, and I witnessed a skeleton horse got struck by lightning, which apparently is very rare. I ventured out the area a bit and finally found a taiga biome so I could get access to spruce wood. So I used some spruce wood to do the entryway to the mine shaft. I bred my cows a few more times. I also spotted chicken, but it got away. I got attacked by some phantoms again, but this time I decided to fight back, and I killed my first phantom. I spotted some pigs as well, but I had no proper lure, so I had to let them go. I also gathered some sugarcane, and got freaked out by an enderman zipping around. 23 to 26, I got started working on my secondary base to follow my first base design with some certain tweaks around. I also aim to try and build bigger, taller, and aiming for 2 levels at least. I bred some more cows and went on a deathmatch against phantoms. I harvested some sugarcane and grew some more. Day 27 and 28. I lost a dog, this time sadly on camera, due to cowardice and not fighting a fully armored zombie. So I was determined not to be passive again. It dropped a gold chess piece that wasn't really great on durability either, and totally not worth the sacrifice. From day 29 to 33, I tweaked around with my roof design for my secondary base. I decided to went with spruce. I killed my first zombie on my own to pay tribute to the pink-colored dog. Rest in peace, my dude. I ran out of coal, so I went strip mining and found some redstone. I also found some lapis, 4 diamonds, but surprisingly not coal. I mean, you would imagine coal is easier to come by than diamond, but what if? So I got really frustrated. And decided to go to the nether to grab some lava. My spawn point in the nether is exactly next to a bastion remnant. Quite lucky for me. So I used the lava to smelt some iron, gold, and cook beef. I built a simple redstone bone meal manual form, just a hopper on top, a composter in the middle, and then another dropper? Yeah, another dropper below, and then a chest to collect all of the bone meal. I intend to expand it into a windmill in the future, which you should see coming up soon. Also, I ran out of spruce, so I had to went back to the taiga to chop down some more spruce. I stumbled upon a turtle and I bolted it so that it couldn't despawn. And I found some coal. Also, I killed my first wandering trader for the series. Ha! And I grabbed 2 leads. Yeah, I guess this is the part where karma comes back at me. I accidentally looked at an enderman while I was breeding some cows. and I died amongst them because the Enderman is kind of vengeful and I'm no match against it with full iron gear. So, second death of the series due to an Enderman. Thankfully, I quickly picked up all of the stuff on the ground before they got trampled by the herd of cows. Crafted a few bookshelves from leather from cow, harvested sugarcane from the pond to make some paper and book, and crafted my first enchanting table. On the next 9 days, from 34 to 43, I finished up with the interior and the walls of the secondary base. I cut out a lot of the fiddling back and forth so that you don't have to see it, so basically I'm just going to sum it up here for you. I did the back wall, I added another side window, and I modified the balcony on the back. I also spruced up the exterior detailing with some, well, spruce. Surprise, surprise. I realized the second floor was 1 block lower, so I had to raise all of the windows again. What a pain that was. I also laid down a string of oak saplings because I ran out of oak leaves. I also did a bunch of farming to get wheat to breed cows again, and then I slaughtered a bunch of cows for leather and meat. I bred a bunch of dogs and finally finished my enchantment setup. I also had some quality PvP time with phantoms. Kinda cool. Day 44 to 49, I built another fenced-off area for the sheep. I got rid of the last of the oak wall. I returned to the nether very briefly for lava as fuel. I also planned out a windmill on top of the tunnel entrance with dirt, and fiddled around a bit with the design. I went out and explored a bit more. I was trying to look for sheep at this point because my design for the windmill needed some white wool, but unfortunately I couldn't find one. So instead I ended up with pumpkins? Yeah, pumpkins. I chopped down some more spruce and attempted to leash an ocean turtle. But well, apparently in Minecraft you cannot leash an ocean turtle. I encountered the night while I was away. I almost got lost, but thankfully I spotted some torches in the distance. And also on my way back, I moon gazed a bit. It was pretty nice. I settled for a combination of birch fence and strip spruce for the windmill. Finally, I explored the underwater cave with a door. Yes, so apparently door is OP when you need to go underwater. So, from day 50 to 54, I finished up the windmill, did some exterior detailing, and split it into 3 levels. I covered it up with some leaves. I also encountered my 3rd death, which I got hit by a zombie and fell to the ground. Sad. I bred some more dogs, unfortunately got a zombie hit while breeding dogs. So, dead zombie. I broke the boat and released the dog. I went on a cow massacre, and now I am ready to build an animal shed. From the next 5 days, 55 to 60, I started off by rearranging the layout of my barn. Then I worked on an entry point into the windmill tower. I used spruce trapdoor to cover up the floor, and I went with some traditional ladder. By the way, I got annoyed with the Enderman staying under the cover. Well, it's raining outside, so I really couldn't blame him, but I killed him. And he dropped an ender pearl, yay! Then I did some more farming and converted the wheat into hay bale for some barn deco. Then placed down a fuel bunch to mark down some places and give the vibes. I went on a wood harvesting spree. I cleared out more of the forest nearby and I gathered some oak and birch. I also found 2 out of the 4 scaly horses the other day, and I used some leads to brought them back. I went down a nearby cave to explore, found some copper and iron. I cooked some smooth stone for the first time. I made a blast furnace, and I cooked some iron. I tried to do the boat trick with a rogue enderman, but it didn't work, so I died a horrible death, which is the 4th time in the series. Gave up, I went out to explore some more. I went back to the taiga the other day to gather some more spruce. But I got bored after a while, so I decided to PvP some mobs. With my stupidity, I ended up getting killed by a collective horde of zombies. 5th death. So I respawned, went back for my stuff, encountered a skelly and almost died. But I managed to lure it into the water and defeated it in combat. I forgot about my stuff floating on the ground, so I decided to block a creeper explosion instead of killing it, which leads to me losing some more of my stuff, including my precious leaves, my water bucket, and a stack of beef. I also boated another pig, but I still got no pig lure. I went exploring some more, found a dark forest biome, chopped down some dark oak, and finally found the first sheep of the world. I lured 3 back home. It was a pain to see them walk over water. So I had an idea to use a boat. But once I placed 1 down, 2 got stuck, so I had to make another crafting table on the fly and crafted a dark oak boat to get the other sheep home, and lured it into a temporary hold. Finally, we're going back for the 2 and accidentally killing one of them when I broke the boat. Anyway, I brought that one back home and got breeding, so I got some sustainable wool at long last. I went back for chickens, but I could only find one, so I used the same technique to bring them home. I went back for the pigs, but without the lure, I ended up having to leave them on a boat nearby. I went back for the skelly horse roaming area. I dug a dirt cage, and successfully this time, so I trapped it in the dirt pit. Then I harvested some nearby birch and turned them into planks and built a tall tower as a note to self, kind of like a beacon, so that I know where to return the other day. I placed a water source on top and swam down safely. But then I got killed by a creeper. Yeah, I saw it lighted up. I turned around to block it, but apparently not in time. So afraid that the skelly horse had been killed in the explosion, I immediately went back and checked, and I was quite glad that it survived. I grabbed all of my stuff within hand, including the cooked beef, but instead, in a blind panic, I ate some zombie flesh when another creeper drew close and I was being shot to pieces by a skelly. Of course, I got poisoned. I didn't heal in time. I tried to run away, but the skelly chased me down, and I questioned my sanity and my life decision by sitting on a chair and staring at my laptop. The next 5 days go a little bit less hectic. So I went back for my stuff. I dug out another duck cage for the skelly horse, and then I go and gather some more dark oak. I killed some spiders for strings, and I crafted 2 leads to bring the pigs into the common pen. Unfortunately, I lost the horses' whereabouts, and it took me a while to find them back. I used the lead to bring them back to the pen. I went back to base and decided to make a stone cutter. Then I cooked some more stone to make smooth stone. Then I realized it had no usage. Surprise, surprise. I turned it into smooth stone slab and into armor stands to decorate the interior of my base. I put some enchanted gold and chainmail armor on it. Finally, with all the procrastination done and out of the way, I got started on building the main pathway, wounding around the area, and leading to the nether portal. I decided to expand on the previous combination of birch and cobble, adding in some stone and andesite for variation. During my build, wonderfully enough, I spot the last of the skelly horse wandering back to meet its fellow friends, and I quickly used the lead to lure it back home and reunite it with its family. Then finally I placed down some more leaf coverage and took out the dirt corners of the nether portal, because I finally had an idea of what to do with it. Well, you're going to see this soon, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. I killed a rude enderman, and I got plotting for the ultimate project to follow. So here is an overview for the entire progress that I've made on day 67. You'll notice the tiny recording label at the corner of the screen from now on. This is a time-lapse for when I built a barn for the animals. I changed around with the design quite a bit. I settled for some dark oak with some spruce accents. The roof looked a bit weird, so I added some dormers, but it still looked flat. Eventually, I attempted to add a trim and a curved trim to match the dormers, and it made it look slightly better but still bad. I had to fiddle around for a while. Eventually, I gave up and I chopped down the peak of the roof. At this point, I realized what was making it weird was the proportion was way off. It was too tall. With a flat roof, it was actually a lot better. So I covered the weird spot up with leaves as I always do, and in the end I arrived at something matching the theme much better. I used some hay bales previously made to decorate the edge of the barn. I lured the rest of the animals into their spot. Now a fully built barn, very pretty if I do say so myself. I lift up the interior of the barn a bit. So for the next 8 days, from 74 to 82, went on another cow killing spree, got a load of meat, went back into the nether to grab lava to cook meat. I made various wool materials. In this mini time-lapse over here, I revamped the 3 pens perimeter with an assortment of walls just to make it look a little bit better. I also harvest and put away all the sugar cane. I also did this trick to hide the water source block. I got started on some tiered farmland section to stay away around the 3 pen because I feared the area around was a little bit empty. Finally, I got started on building a mega tree overlooking the entire base. Yes, this is the project that I was talking about the other day. Starting out with a dirt outline. I got the proper height, I filled up the main trunk and ballooning it out as it came upwards, then outwards. I built a water stream to get up top. Then I uprooted the old farm. Placing some main branches. I tore one down and rebuilt it because I wanted to add some 3D curvature. For the next 6 days, from day 83 to 89, I planted an array of oak saplings because I predicted an incredible usage of oak logs in the future. And yes, that is correct. This is futurely speaking, I do use a lot of oak logs. I alternate between building by day and chopping down oak trees by night. I started replacing a bit of the trunk's roots with oak, but I ran out of torches to light the place up. So a creeper spawned, exploded, and ripped out a huge part of the roof. How sad. So I decided not to risk it anymore. I went mining for a bit of hope of finding coal. And I ended up finding more iron before I found coal, not surprising at this point. I made some more iron tools. Also, a zombie dropped some enchanted iron shovel, but it almost broke, so I decided to save it instead. My diamond shovel and axe almost broke as well, so I saved them too. I switched back to using stone tools, so it kind of makes the process a little bit longer. So in this time lapse, I added a lot more branches outline with a single profile dirt path. And then I lengthened the existing ones to get much better looking proportion. So, for the next 4 days, I went to the nether to grab a bucket of lava from the exact same spot, but this time I destroyed an entire lava fall because Minecraft is broken like that. I used that lava as fuel to burn an entire stack of oak logs into charcoal, and then I turned all of them into torches to torch up the area around the tree and make sure that no creeper will spawn again. I worked more on a dirt outline of the tree. I did some branch extension, and then I started wrapping some oak around the lower branches. From day 95 to 97, I worked on the mega tree some more. I finally ran out of the oak log, so I had to went chopping down some more and used up the shears to grab as much oak leaves as possible. However, I ran out of iron, so I couldn't make any more shears. I watched rain fall through the bedroom window and I came to the ultimate realization. It is, in fact, not possible to finish the mega tree before day 100. I mean, it's sad, but it's an understandable conclusion. When I started the mega tree, I really wasn't expecting it to take so long. I really didn't anticipate the scale to get so much out of hand. The amount of resources that it takes just to build this singular tree is massive. So yeah, it really isn't surprising. So from day 98 to 100, I just chilled. Now that I've decided that I don't have to pressure myself into finishing the tree in time, I pretty much just hang around the place. I went to the windmill and turned the extra seeds into bone meal. Then I turned the harvested crops into hay bale for more decoration. In this tiny time lapse, I lifted up the 3 panels wall. I went to the nearby taiga to harvest some more spruce, and I used the spruce slabs to finish the pathway. I built a little campfire area with benches around, running over multiple designs, as you can see in these 2 time lapses over here. Then I went up the mega tree for a bird's eye view of the base, hitting F1 to hide the HUD. It was pretty cool, if I do say so myself, especially since I have shaders on. It looks really nice. Also, a little bit of a brain fart moment here. I decided to attempt a water bucket MLG, and yeah, I'm not going to say anything else, just watch. Alright, so I bone milled my entire base to get that overgrown look. I encountered a zombie jockey on night 99. Yeah, just the night before the end. So far you've noticed that I only have 1 chicken in my barn and I'm desperate for another so that I can start breeding. My goal was to kill the zombie, but don't hurt the chicken. So instead I let my dog take care of the baby zombie. It works, of course, but then another fully grown zombie attacked and then the dog had to sacrifice its life. I bred the chickens, happy moment over here, and finally got my first baby chicken. Then I went to sleep on the final day. For the first time actually, throughout the entire series you'll notice that I don't actually sleep at night. Yeah, so I went to sleep on the final day after breeding some more dogs. So, unfortunately, that also wraps up my 100 days of building in a survival world in Minecraft. My goal for 200 days are, well, I do have a little bit of a list here. I'll definitely try to finish the mega tree. And also I do have two plans to build a village around the pathway and grab some villagers to populate the area to add some more life. Or B, I could build a bridge to cross to the nearby islands, which is also kind of a cool idea, but I guess we'll see what it'll actually do when I get to the 200-day mark. But as for now, that is it for the 100 days. That's what I spend my time doing. So, what do you think of my world? I think it's quite pretty, but I want to hear your thoughts. Leave some comments down below. Thank you for watching so far, and have a nice day, y'all. Take care.